piston pump, you can explain to me how a reciprocating compressor works. You can explain, an axial flow, you can do neither air or water, so it should go fairly quick. Make sure that you all know, we all know how to, the terminology is sometimes a little bit different, but, capacity is going to be the same, staging, intercooling, aftercooling. Remember, we're engineers, right? So intercooling cools when? In between the stages, aftercooled when? After the so remember that it's in and out. Everybody remember to make fun of Jonathan because he's late. Norm, like cheers or something. You want us all to stand up and say Norm?
So we did there, the people late in the first semester. We yelled out, hey!
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I was yelling at myself.
Forgot about that. So remember to just think like an engineer. Single acting, double acting, standard arrangement. We'll talk a little bit about that. Talk a little bit about a free piston. Reciprocating compressors. Like I said, we're going to go through this relatively quick, so my voice doesn't go. Sliding voice spinning compressor, a rotary screw, very similar to what a water pump is. And how many people, what was water? What was pumps in for the exam?
B1.
B1? Okay.
No one knows. B1.
How many of you has passed the one that already has that the water pumps were in? So you guys really don't care, right? Doesn't matter whether it's A1, B1, I passed it, that's all that matters. All right, make sure we know definitions, please. Compression ratio is the ratio of discharge pressure to the intake pressure. Both must be absolute pressure. Remember that because compression ratio, of course, in case you ever wanted to climb Mount Everest, I mean, we're starting at different pressures, so we need to have absolute capacity, free air delivery. You'll quite often see this on the compressor FAD. Free air delivered, that's the capacity. Staging. If I talk about a single stage compressor, two-stage compressor, we're going to understand that. What that is, we'll go through and explain that to make sure you know how to describe it. Displacement is no different than internal combustion engine when you're talking about a reciprocating compressor. You hear about a 4-liter engine or a 2-liter engine if you're old like me, 327 or 454. Good engine. 302 is a 5-liter, so again, intercooled we talked about, aftercoolers we talked about. Okay, effects of moisture. Moisture is not a good thing in a compressor. Moisture is really not a good thing at all. Moisture even on control systems is pretty interesting. I've had controls go down because of the moisture in compressed air. Especially if you have a window, it's a warm day and you're putting compressed air through a copper line, and then as it starts to cool down, it's going to condense and you start to get a freeze in the bottom of your control line. It'll actually stop the flow of air, and that really makes some havoc in a power plant. You can't control air, so we have to make sure that we understand that the temperature of the air has a lot to do with it. The maximum amount of water at a certain temperature is said to be saturated. Again, this is going to review. Saturated air at normal temperature and atmospheric pressure contains about 0.5 kg of moisture. So for 28 cubic meters of air, this moisture can be carried to the compressor. Anybody try to compress water? Doesn't work real good, eh? So that's what happens. Some of them will have spring heads on them, so they'll lift up. Effective altitude. There's a spinner, it goes up there. Therefore, it reacts differently to our compressed air. Our compressor, excuse me, has less mass. So therefore, we got to compress it a little differently. All right, let's get to the good stuff. Reciprocating compressors. Reciprocating compressors are made of a variety of design arrangements and divided into types according to single stage, two stage, tandem, and free piston. In my experience, reciprocating compressors in our power plants are being taken over by screw type compressors, but there still are a lot of old plants out there that use reciprocating compressors. That's, I mean, they're a go-to. They're wonderful. Great compressors. That's when you're gonna, like I was trying to take one apart, see how it works, pull the heads off them. So, we'll go through each one of those. You could probably describe them to me right now, and I wouldn't have to go through these. So, let's see if we can do that. Who wants to start? Ryan? Good. Single acting compressor. What's that? Reciprocating compressor. What's that mean?
It only produces compression on one way of the piston.
Correct.
It draws air in, pushes it, draws air in, pushes it.
So compression stroke every
other? No, every
rotation. How about a double acting? Who wants to take that? Sean, two compressions every rotation. So it compresses on a stroke both sides. So the piston's in the middle, compresses air on both sides. Single stage, Ken, what do you think, bud? No? Anybody want to help Ken out with the single stage compressor?
Compress air only one time.
Only one time, one cylinder. Well, it doesn't necessarily, I shouldn't say one cylinder. Doesn't necessarily have to be one
And
cylinder.
one pressure.
Yes, one consistent. So one cylinder, you compress the air, it's gone. It can actually be two cylinders, but they're not hooked up in series. They're just hooked up. So one compression and that's it. So we take this volume of air, we make it into this volume of air, and compress it, and then it's gone. We don't do anything with it. Two-stage compressor, different because we actually take our single stage, we compress it to this, and then we throw it into another cylinder and raise the pressure again. Got that? What all these words are going to say, right? I put it, I kind of, my friend Jimmy used to say, dumb it down for me, which is really not a big step for me, by the way, in case you're wondering. Tandem compressor. Does anybody want to take a stab at a tandem compressor? Does anybody know what a tandem bicycle is?
Okay. Two people are riding the same bike on the same gear. So multiple pistons are compressed at the same time? Or
Sure. Something like that.
Okay.
Something like that. Something like that. We'll go through
Instead
that.
of piston head, you have another cylinder on the other side. That's the tandem compressor. Instead of the piston head, we have another piston on the other side. So the two pistons are working together, like they are coming towards each other over the air. That's the tandem compressor.
It's free piston is what you're thinking of. Two individual compressors with one driver. Single stage. The three is different. Sorry. Single stage compressor takes place at one end of the cylinder. You were right on with that one. One compression stroke for every crankcase or flywheel revolution. One per revolution. There we are. There's the old girl right there. She's a beautiful thing, ain't she? Every time the flywheel of the crank goes around once, we only get one compression stroke. This one. Double acting is a beautiful picture. You can see how the actually we've got intake and suction and discharges, so that's the compression at each end. Compresses both ways. Real important to make sure these seals are good. With this packing, you can see this looks packing gland with a seal there, sometimes a mechanical seal. As it comes this way, if this seal's no good, that's kind of a wasted stroke. It's not gonna, different strokes for different folks. That was the name of the show. My wife and son were trying to think of the name. Just flashback, just right there.
write that down.
Just write that down, yeah. Somebody text that to me, but yeah, I'm gonna remember that when I get home. Single stage compressor may have one or more cylinders, as shown in figure 3, for compressed air up to 850 kPa, maybe even 1,000 kPa. One compressor, obviously there's a limit if there's one stroke of how much we can compress that puppy. So there's a single stage 2 cylinder. You see the cylinders are the same size. 3-stage, single stage 3 cylinders are all the same size. You can, if you look at the head, you can tell whether it's a single stage or 2-stage, usually by the size of the head. Oh, excuse me. Herbert.
Yep, bro.
Excuse me. Single stage compressor, this is a horizontal. Not much I can tell you about that picture other than then we see a challenge with this kind of compressor. This is actually a good example of why it's a bit of a challenge. This dark part down here. You got oil in it, right? So the problem with a strict reciprocating compressor is actually delivering oil-free air, because you're going to have sometimes the rings and the cylinders are going to leak. Sometimes you're going to have a carryover of the oil because you've got oil on it. A lot of the other compressors, we don't use that kind of oil, so we can get away with less oil in the air, because then we got to separate it. Oil's not our friend.
It actually goes into the air, or is it kind of just carried over by the pressure?
Carry over? I don't understand the question.
Is it in the air? Like, is it like mixing with the air?
Mixing with the compressed air,
Or
yes.
is it being pushed by a compressor?
Just like moisture, it goes into the compressed air.
Right, so it's actually...
Exactly, goes in exactly like moisture. Good definition. Yes. So we lubricate the sides of the compressor. So these cylinders, as the cylinder, the piston goes up and down, we're lubricating the sides of the cylinder, right? As it comes back down, we don't scrape all of that air, all of the oil off the inside of the cylinder walls, and some of it gets carried over and absorbed into the compressed air. We'll have oil separators in your control air too, for sure. 2-stage compressors consist of 2 or more cylinders, with the first stage being larger in diameter than the second, for pressures from 1,000 to about 1,000 psi, 6,900 kPa. Big volume, big pressure. So they can be single or double acting. It doesn't really matter as far as that goes. The system's exactly the same. So we compress it in the first stage feeds the second stage, we compress it more, and then away we go. No different than if I stepped on a can and I got it partly down and I gave it to Devin and he stepped it the rest of the way down. It's flatter. Same idea with the compressor. We put it so far and then we put it to the next stage to compress it a little bit more. Make sense? Yes? You're not going to fall asleep on the iron, but this one. 2-stage compressor, difficult picture to actually see here, but you can see that we've got a 2 larger getting into a smaller one. Terrible. All right, tandem compressor. Here we go. Figure 7. Okay. Figure 7 shows a 3-stage tandem compressor designed in which the first stage cylinder is double acting, while the second and third stage are single acting. The result is almost evenly divided loads between the outward and the return. So remember that they're real smooth, all right? So because we're doing the same, it's not like a chugga where it's actually nice and smooth back and forth, because we're pretty well balanced. And I think we can go to the picture and explain it. I think that's a really bad picture. So first stage here, we've got a double acting picture. See how we got it that way? And then we can follow the air, which is really going to be difficult to see. You're going to find that it comes back, it comes into our second stage, which is here, and then it's going to go back around to our third stage, which is over here. See how that balances how it balances the compression out, so that when we're coming this way, we got the same work as we're going that way. So it's nice and smooth, really smooth. So it's a difficult picture to see if you follow the arrows through the air cooler, which is cool. Does anybody know why that's an intercooler and not an aftercooler? Yeah, you notice that after the last compression cycle, it does not go after, but it's after the first and after the second, but before the third. So it's intercooler like that. Excuse me, sorry. All right. Free piston compressors. Do they have any questions on this? On the third, the free V2? On the horizontal side of the compressor, you don't remember? 15 to 17 on compressors. There, you guys that haven't written that, pay attention to that. What are you doing? Taking a walk around my classroom and go visit. What are you going to do? Giving cookies out to people or something? Holy. Free piston compressors. They're special. They're special compressors. Even tells you special cycle reciprocating compression, essential combustion chamber, usually diesel fuel. Pretty interesting thing if we take a look at the picture, then we can talk you through it a little bit better. So, we basically have two pistons. This one here at the end, and it's just a cushion bit, basically a cushion tank. You know what a cushion tank is? It's in your, a hot water heating system or anything. This is to absorb the expansion of the pressure. That's basically what this does as well. What happens is they shoot a little bit of diesel fuel in there, kaboom it goes, drives the compressor cylinder head back, which compresses air, drives this one back into a cushion tank, gets back to the cushion tank, all of a sudden the pressure from the cushion tank pushes that back down, pressure from the air receiver pushes this one back, it gets back together, we shoot some more diesel in there, there's enough heat, wham, 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 the whole day long. And so it can be run really just off of diesel fuel. You'll see them out quite often, those trailers that you see on the side of the road where they got an air gun. Do that. That's what these things are. So very unique. Does anybody not understand how they work?
What's the point of the piston on one side?
One's just a cushion.
Yeah, so it's absorbing.
Just absorbs the thrust. Just the end plate of the piston to balance it out.
Oh, okay.
So otherwise it wouldn't be balanced. It would actually go one way all the time, right?
I guess that would take it out.
Yeah. And it gives you it's actually a pretty cool thing if you ever get a chance to see one work. There's nothing cooler than seeing how they work. It's like, wow. It's like, you look at this thing and you think, heck, that's a simple idea. It works good. So they might ask you somewhere, do they ask you at all? Just talking to one actually the cushion, like the other to it. All right, let's move on to reciprocating compressor components. Again, this is going to be so much review. Compression cylinders are made from cast iron for pressures up to 1,000 or from cast steel for pressures up to 1,000 psi or 1,600 kPa. Above this pressure material is usually forged steel. I highlighted all of this because I thought it would be kind of important for you to remember this stuff. If you don't understand how a cylinder is, how the head's manufactured, so you've got water drop jackets to take away, dissipate some of the heat for water cooling. You've got chambers, you've got water jackets, you've actually got heads that are cool. So you kind of need to know how that works. And we'll take a look at the picture. Water cooling is more efficient than air cooling. However, air cooling machine has the following advantages. So there are some advantages to air cooling. Simple construction, less piping, and no freezing hazards. This is real important. We put a water-cooled compressor one time, and it was heated. But unfortunately, over the Christmas break, the heating system went down and froze the compressor, busted the cat heads, all fit crap. We had to throw it out and get a new one. So they definitely water cooled has its challenges. Air cooled is definitely simpler, but it's not as efficient. Water cooled is definitely more efficient. So if we're looking at the head down, we can see the discharge valve. You can see where the piston is. So the cylinder is totally surrounded, but mostly surrounded by water to take the heat away. Heat compression, we've learned about it from other classes. So as we compress air, we're going to create heat. That heat needs to be absorbed. A lot of people, scary as it sounds, if this is water, flowing water, you can actually reclaim that heat for other sources too. If the compressor is big enough. If you have an aircraft, they ran that through a heat exchanger and actually used that for some of their air handling systems. So it was pretty neat. Yeah, that's what all I need to tell you about that. That's about all I need to tell you about that better. Sorry. Pistons are constructed of steel or cast iron or aluminum. Trunk type, it's also called automotive type, by the way. Are the single acting compressors, double acting, and usually be solid or hollow. So there we go, right there. That there just looks like any piston you take out of a 4-stroke engine. It looks just like it. You can see why they called it automotive. Skirt's a little different, but other than that, no big deal. This one's double acting. You can see how we could use this as a double acting one, because the compressors through there. You would have it. Solid one. The double acting. Crossheads, I wish we were in the lab. I'd show you what one looks like, because we have them on the steam engine. It's actually a controlled head that goes up and down straight, and the connecting rod attached to it. Crosshead is made of steel with the upper and lower ball bearings, so this will actually be in a guide. You can see how this is formed in a guide, so it actually slides up and down in a guide. The crosshead piston rod fits into the threaded hole, so piston rod's going to go in here. And the opening for the crosshead pin, which will be connected to the crank. So you understand how that crosshead works and pushing. So we have a crankcase down here. We're going to have basically a rod that's hooked to here, and we're going to have a piston pin on here, so this one slides back and forth and there's no stop. If we have this one here, this connecting rod here is actually going to pivot every time the crank goes around like this. With a crosshead on a double acting compressor, the crank is down here, going back and forth on the piston is going straight. So we can actually seal that for a double acting compressor. Yes? Are you sure? Don't say yes if you don't. Because if you go back up to this picture, it might come. Go on. So what's the picture of a double acting compressor? There we go. Pick it easy. See right here? The crosshead right here. You see how this crank can actually move as this goes around and moves? You can never seal that because it's slopping back and forth. If you hold it still, we can actually seal it. That's why we use the crosshead to go back and forth. Now we got it? Say yes. Not hard. Is it okay to bring in what? Pizza for everybody? I don't know. Ask those guys. Herbert bought pizza for everybody. Is that okay? Herbert didn't bring pizza for everybody. Next time. Connecting rods. Connecting rods are what's connected to the piston. Forged steel crank pin. Bearing at one end. We've got a bearing at both ends. Piston's going to be connected here. Crankshaft's going to be connected here. That's what attaches the two together. Oh, man. We don't want to have a joke. This one looks for an automotive piston. Nice and simple, sorry. No, I don't have strep throat, strep throat. Don't be daft. There's a crosshead with it connecting around the game. See how it's able to move and the crosshead holds it straight. Oh, damn, Devin was talking about it. Yeah, that's right. If I get it now, and you're gonna have a good time taking this next semester. No, compressor crankshaft is forged steel, usually made of a single forging. You can read that. Everybody know what a crankshaft is? Yes, just like that. Same as an automotive crankshaft. So not too much. There's a throw here, bearings, davit. We still use davit on some of the bearings. That's a fun stuff to get off of there. Counterweights to balance them out. Compressor valves. Do they have any questions? Probably a compressor valve, right? Because they are not the normal type of valve. Two different types, the plate type and the channel type. Both operate very similar. Plate type. Just look at the pictures and really read all that, right? Are we good with that? See how these valves work? So you see a little spring underneath them. Spring is just to hold them closed, hold them tight. Not a very heavy spring. Compressor valves operate on the principle of differential pressure. So as my piston goes down, oh, I know, you guys just wanted to drop. I knew that. This is a piston. Doesn't look like a piston, but it is. Now it looks like one good. So, here we go. Sure. Okay. As my piston starts to go down, it will actually, the differential pressure between atmosphere and the cylinder will actually open my intake valve and draw the air in. As my piston starts to go back up to compress it, will actually close this because the pressure in here is higher than the outside, so it closes this, opens the discharge, and this air goes to the receiver or to the next stage or whatever. So the valves operate that way. Whether they use a channel or whether they use a plate, this is just a round plate that these screws are open. It opens and closes. I'm sure you've taken them apart in the lab and yeah, you're looking at me like, okay, Johnny, come on, hurry up and do this. You bring up French fries for everybody? Next time, extra large. Extra. It's a little big one next time. So that's the plate type, the channel type. There you go. Do you see why they call it a channel type? Instead of having a plate over top of the holes, they actually have channels over top of the holes with more like a leaf spring that holds them instead of a coil spring, but they operate on the exact same principle. When the pressure under here is high enough, it'll overcome the tension and it puts that up and blows this and pushes the compressed air out. We'll use that terminology. All right, you see how they work? Same principle, only. Okay, good. Pretty good. I'm glad. Oh, how many people have blown up something on Ryan's class, in the sim class? How many people forgot to turn? How many people forgot to turn on the flipping oil for the compressor before you started the compressor up? You don't have to do that?
I think you do that. Well,
bummer.
You should.
It was for the turbine, though.
For the steam turbine, you had to turn on the lube oil? Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, you want to make sure that puppy's on, all right? Lubricating oil is necessary in reciprocating compressors to perform the following functions. Prevent wear by providing a film between the surfaces. That's why we get carryover, that film between surfaces, right? So even though we have an oil ring on our piston that tries to scrape cylinder, it doesn't scrape it 100% clean. Reduce friction and the resulting power loss by providing a film on the surface. Between the surfaces, remove heat. Remember that. On air-cooled compressors especially, oil is acting as your cooler as well. often, now on small four-stroke engines, they'll actually have an oil cooler, and that's what'll keep the bike or the four-wheeler cool. Reduce corrosion by providing a coating and provide sealing around the piston rings and vanes. External lubrication. I mean, if you got an external force that's doing this. External lubrication is lubricating and moving parts that are external to the compressor, cylinder, or casing. These parts include crankshaft bearings, connecting rods, crossheads, reciprocating compressor, pump, and drip anyway. You can do all that. Small single action reciprocating compressors have a splash lubrication system. You remember way back in the first semester, which was a long time ago for some of you. Remember when we had that cutaway of the compressor, and you seen that they actually had at the bottom of the connecting rod, there was that part of the connecting rod that came down, so that when it turned, it would actually pick up the oil and splash it around. So that's when the splash lubricating system works. For small compressors, that's usually the only one. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say about that. I don't know what else to tell you. Let's go to rotary compressors. Anybody have any questions about reciprocating compressors? None? Good with them? You guys all know how internal combustion engines work? Very similar principle, opposite result, but same idea. So let's go. Rotary vane compressor. Yeah, rotary compressor. Sorry? It's not strep. Who sent the flipping back? Good Lord. No, that's it. Leave me alone. Golly. A rotary compressors have the following features in common. Provide energy to flipping being compressed. Oh, it could be the input out the water more protein. Good Lord. They are different from reciprocating compressors because they do not employ inlet or discharge valves. All right, rotary compressors. Let's get through these things before I get struck throat or something. Rotary compressors are classed as positive displacements. Several different designs are used. Most common are sliding vane rotary, open rotary screw. They're really becoming popular. They produce a constant flow of air, which is nice. Sliding vane. Does anybody know what a sliding vane pump does? Anybody explain to me what a sliding vane pump is?
That's the extent of the decentric.
Decentric, that's right. Go ahead.
You want to finish or?
No, you can.
Oh, okay.
You go ahead.
It has spring-loaded blades on it, and when the air comes in, they capture the air. And with the centric, it'll compress it. I know in my head how they work.
I don't know, that's definitely right.
Operator of centrifugal vanes are shown.
Thrown to the outside, they're eccentric, they're off center, like you said. Just like that puppy there. So whether it's a sliding vane compressor or a sliding vane pump, it works in the same theory. Excuse me. You see how we actually take a large quantity of air, it's kind of the thing, we take a large quantity of air, and as we slide down, we start to decrease the size of the volume of the area that it's in, and therefore we compress that air. Same idea as a sliding vane pump, so pretty interesting, pretty simple to work.
Could you say the blade follow the cavity?
Follow the cavity? Sure. Sure they do.
So this time we may have an open part with common.
Sometimes there's springs in here. Sometimes it does go without. If it's a small one, just put centrifugal force and all, but most of the time it's a little spring in there that actually will hold those vanes tight to the outside casing. So they're always held tight to the outside casing. As it comes along, it just goes there, and it's really pretty simple idea. It's like, hey, let's take a big volume and put it into a little volume, and away we go. You notice that there's no, the beauty of the reciprocating is, or the beauty of this one over the reciprocating is you've got none of this pressure, no pressure, pressure, no pressure, pressure. So what happens with the reciprocating is I don't have a controlled volume, a constant volume all the way along. With these ones, you have a constant volume that you really put it through. All right, any questions about that sliding vane compressor?
The seal is based on lubrication or?
The seal is based on holding the slides, the vane against the outside casing.
Right, but
Frame.
so that does the job.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. There's no. You're asking whether there's an oil lubricant or something.
Something I guess how it would be is that creates the seal. So
No.
maybe it doesn't matter.
It'll just seat in there. Sometimes I've actually seen the veins where they're graphite. They're actually a graphite vein, so they'll actually sit in there and seal in quite nice. Anybody's taking a starter apart or anything? Starting out like electric starter or a generator or any of those things. You see the brushes on them? They're made out of solid composite graphite. Some of the veins are made out of similar stuff, so it actually seeps in there. So it creates a very good seal.
I guess also you have different chambers, so the pressure on the other chamber will
Well, there'll be a difference in pressure between the chambers for sure. Here there's a small differential of pressure, so it wouldn't. You might, but up here there'd be a little bit more, but yeah, it's not that. I mean it's not like you have a big gap like right? I mean the picture doesn't do it justice. It's fairly small gaps that are in there. Okay. That's just a side view of it in case you guys want to see a side view of it. There's slots in here where the veins are and they come out. I mean, that's pretty, so what? Now, so you want to know what I want from my crystals or? The cooling water jacket. Cooling water jacket, right there. So we'll actually, there was a barrel pump right there. No, barrel pump? Yeah, we actually had a pump.
casing instead of a casing.
Yeah, very good, very good. Similar idea. So we actually have water inlet to go in, and we'll actually have a jacket around there that'll keep it cool from doing it that way. Or a jacketed valve. Remember the old jacketed valve we talked about earlier this week? Nobody could figure out what it was. These people that don't know what winter is couldn't realize you put a jacket around something to keep it warm or cold. So yeah, that's what that is all about. So. Like that actually surrounds the whole thing. The whole thing. You can be Dutch just like me. You don't use H's either, the whole thing. Dutch people don't either. It must have to spend money to buy a letter and we were too cheap to buy an A. We don't use it either. Like, it's like a W. Everything's a B. Volter. It's like, there's no Walter, it's Volter. Anyway, sliding vane compressors are often arranged in two stages. The gas from the first compression, the low pressure casing will be discharged through its shell and an intercooler to the high pressure casing. Same idea. We're just taking it from one stage and going in and compressing to the stage more. Rotary compressor is operated at a speed of about 3,000 RPM. Pretty quick, by the way. Discharge pressure is as high as 1,000 kPa. So not as high as a two-stage or a multi-stage reciprocating compressor, but still decent pressure. Rotary lobe, same idea. There's a beautiful picture one. Same idea as a lobe pump, rotary lobe pump. Two rotors. So let's just go over a bit of a review here, just in case. What drives these two lobes? What drives one of the lobes? Electric motor, a prime mover of some sort. What drives the second one?
What? It's driver and driven, same concept of gears.
Same as gears, same as pressure, same as, we've got
Gears.
Gears.
One is driven and the other one is driven. One's driven by the prime mover, what's the other one driven by? So if I'm turning this one, what turns this one?
That one.
This one turns that one?
Yeah.
How does it turn it?
It's just like you're matching two gear T, the same thing.
No, you go clockwise.
Not a bell, not a bell.
Here, it is 2 years.
Hold on.
Internet. I don't know the name.
It's not 2 years in
Is it the
internet.
one in the?
Well, I guess it could be timing years. Mission Burger. It's a timing chain. Usually they'll have a timing chain, right?
Oh, the one in the lab.
That's usually the timing chain. So the one does drive the other, not by meshing each other together,
Oh,
but
the
there'll actually
outside
be
gears.
an outside gear that drives them, okay?
It looks like that's coming. No.
Yeah. So
It
it's,
looks like to rotate the rotor.
it absolutely looks that way. Absolutely it looks that way. I agree with you 100%. It doesn't, but I agree with you 100%.
It probably
One
would.
rotor is driven directly by the driver, the other is driven through timing gears or chain. As each lobe passes the inlet, pocket of air is picked up. So we pick up air in here. As this thing turns, it goes like so, it squishes it, and out it goes. Through the outside. Yeah, through the outside. Through the outside. I turned these the wrong way. Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry about the wrong turn. Through the outside. Any questions on those puppies? I can see how you think that one drove the other though. I really
It probably would work, but it would wear it down for a
If
second.
you have a,
Pretty noisy attack, wouldn't it?
oh yeah,
Pretty noisy attack.
instead of 2 lobes, if you have 3 lobes.
Oh, now you want to redesign the look.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, let's redesign that puppy, make it a little more efficient. We'll go on that dragon's den, and we'll see if we can make some money. Do it after you get out of college, because if you do it when you're in college, it becomes college property. So let's do it after. Come with the idea if you want, we'll do it on the side. See if we can get this done, all right? Sorry. Does that carry around and discharge the opposite side? Yes, it did. I don't know what else I missed. Did I miss anything? 1750, which is normal RPM, discharge pressures are relatively low, 100 kPa for a single stage, 200 kPa for two stage. Obviously not high compression or high pressure. Screw compressors, rotary screw compressor system, 2 intermeshing rotors, I can say motors, so machined in form of liquid lubrication. Oh, that's a terrible picture. I have to read it. Oh, excuse me, sorry. Really don't know if that's right. I'm trying to explain it in this picture here. So a screw type compressor has 2 screws. You guys take the screw type apart in the lab, the pump and your pumps with the screw. You know, you've seen the breakaway of them. So basically, you have two different screws, 2 different tapered ones that as they go, as they turn, the distance between the 2 rotors tightens. And as it tightens, it compresses the air. So has anybody ever opened a bottle of wine before? You know what a corkscrew is? So picture 2 corkscrews together, only as they turn, the distance at the ends of them get tighter and tighter. So as they get tighter and tighter, they'll actually compress the air. All right, now don't go home and open 2 bottles of wine and say, let it sit. All right, okay? Just trying to make it. The beauty of these things is that it delivers a very constant air delivery, no pulsation or little pulsation. It's pretty good. Rotary is suitable for compressed air requiring a large capacity of air at low pressure or small capacity air at high pressure. They can't do them both. They can't multitask. They are available at discharge pressures up to 700 kPa for single stage machine, multiple stages. You can get discharge pressures higher. It can produce up to 700 cubic meters per minute. Operating speed very persistent. install our reciprocating compressors and board over to screw type. We can get a nice constant volume. You know, we replaced 4 aligned 3 compressors with 1 rotary type compressor. Works real good. I like it. The only difference, the only challenge is we burned a lot of belts off, and but that has something to do with setting up the compressor. So, good compressor. Not a big issue with them. So, anybody want to take a break for a minute or two?
Yeah.
Okay, take a break for like 10 minutes. That doesn't mean you can go to Wendy's and get more fries or anything like that. Components, we're talking about a package unit here, so a package mounted industrial screw type compressor is what we're talking about here. So we'll have a driver and intake filter, we can just look at it. Make note of the spiral valve there, okay? Just because we might talk about it when we're talking about control of the compressor. So basically it comes on a skid, you slide it in, and it's all there, everything's there. The air dryers, the air filters, the free filters, the oil separators, moisture separators, the cooler, everything is set there. All you gotta do is add hydro and water and you're good to go. So if it's an outside one, you might not have just water, but all set, ready to go. All of them come in a package. So this talks about flow of that package system. We're talking about air filter coming in, air intake. You can see where the motor is. You can see where the screw type compressors are. The oil injectors, also the bearing. Yeah, pretty straightforward. Anybody have any questions about that basic drawing? You can follow the air flow through and the oil flow through. Maybe if I can stand back here, I can see it. Then I can follow it. No, that makes no difference at all. Sorry, if I got glasses. You'll be happy to know I'm going for a eye test in the near future. Minimum pressure valve, that's good to know. Strainer, orifice site classification. It's pretty straightforward. That's what you think individually. Compressor driver. Electric motor could be a diesel engine, could be a turbine, could be, you know, any kind of prime mover basically, except for compressor itself. Air intake filter, take a guess what an air intake filter is. Go ahead, take a guess. What do you think, Sean?
Prevent dust and other particles from going to the compressor.
So like filters the intake air? I tell you, that is amazing. I'm so impressed. Anybody want to take a guess at what an air inlet butterfly control valve is? Just take a guess. Come on. A butterfly valve on the control air. The inlet control. That's right. Spiral valve. Spiral valve we probably have not heard of too much. Spiral valve is used to open and close bypass ports in the stator, which in turn varies the volume of the compressed air produced. This actually returns air to the suction rather than compressing it. So it basically reroutes or short circuits the compressor, so it'll actually just rotate around and around. So instead of having instead of actually sending it to the receiver, it would actually just varies the volume of compressed air produced. So it returns the air to the suction rather than compressing it. So instead of instead of compressing it, it just opens the valve so it can flow freely around and around, and it doesn't compress it. That's what a spiral valve does.
The stator of the casing?
Stator of the casing, yes.
This thing uses a positive displacement compressor?
It's definitely a positive displacement, usually in a screw type compressor, but definitely a positive displacement compressor. So it's usually a control device, right?
Yeah.
On a reciprocating compressor, we usually have something called unloader. We'll unload the intake or the exhaust valve, either one of them. Usually one or the other, not both of them. This one here will actually just circle. What's the word? Going around and around. Yeah, okay. Thank you. There you go. You don't have to speak English to be an engineer. Air compressor, I'm really hoping you guys know what an air compressor is. The one there they're talking about made of continuous pulse free. It's done about a two-stage positive displacement, fluid lubricated type. It's a lobe. The only major moving parts are the two lobes. So that's a positive displacement lobe is. Air fluid separator. Just take a guess what that does. As atmospheric air is drawn into the compressor, silicone-based fluid is injected into the rotor cavity. In flooded rotary screw compressors, the fluid is necessary to lubricate, seal rotors, and clearances, and to remove heat from compression. This retained fluid is then removed from the air on the other side, and away we go again, because we don't want it in our air, right? So we'll actually put this in there to cool it down. We'll take it out on this side. We'll put it on this side, take it out on this side. Got it? Fluid cooler. Oh, sorry. Let's keep trying to do it. That was too loud. Fluid cooler, air after cooler. So the system they're talking, this is what the packing system that they're talking about up there. This system consists of a radiator type cooler, accompanied with electric powered fans. So you guys all know what a radiator is in your car. Same idea. The radiator type cooler is split in two sections. Compressor fluid is circulated and cooled in one half of the cooler. Discharged compressed air is cooled in the other half. Multitasking, and they say that you can't multitask. I said we find that. Anyways, the air cooling fan moves air across both sections at the same time. Pretty simple. Moisture separator, compressed air leaving the air cooler passes into a moisture separator. Penetrating moisture is removed via a centrifugal force. We spin it around and take the water out of it and let the air go through. Water oil separator is constructed with polyethylene. You get some button actions in that work. Come on, how many people didn't think I'd be able to do that? We've done about a 5-digit capacity or stuff like that. Pre-filters. Pre-filters in series. So we're pre-filtering the air dryers. The assembly consists of an air dryer, dew point analyzer associated with electromagnetic control. So what will happen is the control will, if the air starts to get too moist, they'll send it to the dryer and dry it out. Yeah, I don't know what else to tell you about this. After filters and all of it, removes the dust particles, and there we go. Control panel, that's what it looks like. I don't know why they actually have a specific control panel in here, but that's what they look like. Using machine interface, push a button, away you go. That tells you what all the buttons are and do. If you want to read that, you go right ahead. Well, really, I can read it, but I mean, it's different. Every one of them's different. Why would you? Go ahead, read it, memorize that picture, see if it's the same. Okay, you guys who all wrote this 3D exam? Did any of you have that picture on it? No. So this is specific for that. Sorry. You go ahead and read it. Referring to figure 23, which is this one back here. So referring to figure 23. So I wish we could refer to it a lot easier, but this is what we're referring to, okay? Because I'm not going to go back there and for it all the time. These basic startup procedures will be similar for them all. Start mode. When the compressor start pad is depressed, that means when we start the pump, all of a sudden the sump pressure will quickly rise to 345 kPa. That means we're going to start pumping oil through. Through this period, both the pressure regulators, solenoid valves are closed. That's really a good idea. Then they're going to hold the butterfly valve open. That's a good idea as well. The spiral valve is fully closed. Why is the spiral valve fully closed? What's the spiral valve do? Bypassing. So if we're gonna start the compressor, we wanna start it till we get air. We don't wanna start it with bypass, right? So we're spiral belt closed. All right, rising compressor air pressure is isolated to the service line. You can read through that. I'm not gonna read that one. The procedure is going to be the same for every compressor, not necessarily this, you know, it's not gonna necessarily be the exact as this, but you're gonna hit the start button, oil pump's gonna come on, we're gonna lubricate it, the bypass is gonna close, and then the screw's gonna start to go. It's gonna
So it
basically,
starts with it open,
starts with the screw closed, this one does.
but don't you want it open so it doesn't have a high
You wanna,
pressure disturbance,
if it's a reciprocating compressor, absolutely you want the unloaders open.
but not for your
Not for a screw, but if it's a reciprocating, you'll definitely want to start it under no load, right? So it's a little different for that one. Good point. Good point. I'm going to tell people I know you this week. Well, maybe today. Let's not get carried away. Let's not do the whole week. Under full load, when the compressed air pressure in the sump rises above that minimum pressure valve opens because we've reached it, allowing compressed air to flow into the service line. The compressor will continually monitor the line pressure, the pressure regulator, and the solenoid valve remains closed. During this phase, keeping that valve inactive. Both the spiral valve as well as the inlet butterfly valve remain in full load position as long as the compressor is running at 690 pPa below. So, the minimum flow valve on this thing. So it actually won't let air out of the line until we get 345 kPa. 345 kPa will actually be a valve that opens and starts giving air to the receiver or air to wherever we're putting it. That valve will stay up there, say the butterfly valve and the spiral valve will stay in operating mode until it reaches the maximum. When it reaches the maximum, then that will actually start to control the butterfly valve and the spiral valve. So that will start to modulate when it reaches pressure. No, like, it's just a constant drive control system. So they'll all work basically the same, or similar, not exactly. As the air demand drops below the rated capacity of the compressor, the line pressure will raise above 690. As a result, the differential pressure regulator for the spiral valve will gradually open, applying pressure to the spiral valve. The air pressure of the actuator will actually expand the diaphragm. You can look at the picture to see how that works. And will actually start to move the pinion under the spiral valve. This results in a rotary motion, and that's why it's called a spiral valve, by the way. As the spiral valve rotates, it starts to open the bypass, and when the ports start to open, some of the air starts to be recirculated through. So there's actually open ports. So as it spirals, it opens a little bit of the port, more of the port, more of the port, more of the port. Got it? Yes? Yes? Are you sure? Gradually, so it's basically got a screw. So we got a port here and a port here. As it starts to screw, it will open more and more of that port. So that's how they can use it as a control. So the pressure actually works on the diaphragm and spins that valve. And as it spirals that valve, it reveals more and more of the bypass. So when the pressure gets lower, it actually closes the valves and away we go. When the pressure gets higher, it actually spins out and opens those ports and away we go. Got it? Yes? Make sense to you? Good. As long as I can make sense to you. All these poor people up that are recording this, they're not going to see my hand movement and all that stuff yet. They should have been in class. So you could have had some of Herbert's French fries. Oh no, it's Ken's French fries. Herbert's buying us all pizza next week. Sorry. So that's you can read through that if you want to understand how that spiral valve works. It really is worth reading. If you don't understand how the spiral valve opens and works as a bypass, it's really, really worth reading. I enjoyed it, and I know how they work, and I enjoyed reading it. So please feel free to read it. Centrifugal compressors. Okay. Who wants to explain to me how a centrifugal pump works? Nobody? One of you guys at home? No. Sorry. Centrifugal compressor and centrifugal pump. You know how one works, you know how they both work.
Centrifugal pump is, converts the kinetic energy of the water into potential energy. That's how the pump creates the pressure and discharges the water on the high end.
Sure. Well, that works. Absolutely, that works. But does any of you understand what he said? Go ahead.
I was stretching.
Oh, you're stretching. I thought you wanted to do that.
So the eye, you have a height. So the you go to the height and then spiral.
Then it spirals out. See, none of these guys are getting the hand movement that Devin's using either. Spirals out. It's almost like a butterfly dance.
Something like that.
Something like that, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, let's see if I can dumb it down. Excuse me, this type of compressor is similar in operation construction to a centrifugal pump. I just said that. It consists of an impeller which rotates at high speed. The impeller is equipped with a number of radial, remember that, or backward curved legs surrounded by a shroud on one or both front and rear sides. That's probably what we call it. Air is drawn in at the center of the eye, the same as a centrifugal pump. So at the center it draws it in. The rotating centrifugal force of the backward throws the air out, like he was talking about. So actually throws the air out. The balloon actually takes the high energy of velocity energy and converts it into pressure. So let's see if we can just see a picture. Because I love pictures. Look at that little birdie. Isn't that just the most amazing thing I've ever done to see? We should move that computer so they can't see this picture either. It's messed with the mind. Anyway, so this is the eye of the umbrella. We draw the air in here, or if it was a pump, we bring the liquid in here. This which way is this rotating? Oh. Clockwise or counterclockwise? Since I did the wrong way last time.
No, it's counterclockwise.
Can't be. It would go through. That's clockwise.
He said the wings are backwards, so it should
Look
be
at
counterclockwise.
this one. Look at this one. Don't look at that one. Look at this one.
Oh, okay, then I said clockwise.
Oh, no way it could run the other way. Why could it not run the other way?
Sucking almost.
It'd be sucking almost. Well, that'd be a sucky thing to do in a compressor, wouldn't it? Well, what am I doing? You don't want it to be sucky. So we're taking it in here, we're throwing it out, and it goes around like so. Correct? Yes? Everybody agree with that? Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that everybody agrees with that, because if you didn't agree with that, you'd be wrong. Anyway, so there's a cross section. Look at this wonderful thing. Alice Chalmers. One of the best tractors ever manufactured. AC Delco. Anyways, I just wanted to point that out. Single stage centrifugal compressor having a volute casing with a single impeller, but no diffuser vanes. So they have them with diffuser vanes, the same idea as a pump. No different. Bless you. This type of compressor is able to compress atmospheric air to a discharge of 350 kPa. Not very high pressure, is it?
High capacity, low pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's what they're designed for sure.
Isn't that all three?
Yeah, but these ones definitely more so. The other ones could give a medium pressure, they up to 1,000 kPa. These ones here are only 350 kPa, which is definitely considered a lower pressure. But volume is amazing in these puppies. Yeah. Like you can put on a lot of volume. So they're usually in a place where you want a lot of volume with low pressure. A pretty simple fan compressor. Sorry. Art, if you want to go through it and do it. This is neat. This one here's got diffusers as well as volute. So you can see the volute. This is a good design of the volute. You can actually see how much smaller it is here. You can actually see the difference, which is cool. And it's also got diffusers on it. You notice the diffusers actually convert to energy the same way. You notice at the type how it tighter here and wider here, so we take velocity and convert it into pressure in this particular model. So you see how they're go from narrow to wide, the same as the blue goes from small to large. Same concept. That's what we can use the vein as well. Oh, excuse me. Here's a two-stage compressor for centrifugal compressor. Same concept as any other compressor. Two stages means we compress it twice. We could take it from one impeller and we drive it into the next impeller and compress it some more. That's what's the only two-stage basically is we're taking two steps to the final compression. All right. So multi-stage one will be more than two. That's what that picture all does. Here's a multi-stage. That means it has more than two. So we can see how we're actually compressing it from one stage to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. And away we go. Nice compressor. Same as a multi-stage centrifugal pump. Same concept. Here we go with your advantages. Ryan, large volume of oil-free air. That's the biggest advantage right there. Simple, rugged construction, low maintenance requirements. I have a reciprocating compressor going back and forth like this all the time. Do I have more wear than something that just looks like this all the time? Absolutely. Absolutely. If I have to worry about timing gears and everything, I have more to worry about on those, both on the screw type and the low type. On this one here, very maintenance free, pretty easy to do it. Disadvantages, lower efficiency than positive displacement and unsuitable for low capacity work. So we can actually, they're meant for high capacity, low pressure, not low capacity. All right. And the reason that they're lower efficiency is just like a pump, the tolerances have to be very, very close. And as soon as the tolerances start to wear, you'll actually get it turning in the eye and you won't get much compression. So axial flow compressor, Ryan, my man.
Ceiling fan. Limitation.
Great. It's a great analogy. I would have never thought of I was thinking of a turbine, but then you go ahead and a ceiling fan. Principle of an axial flow compressor is entirely different from a sliding vane, rotary, all of the above. In an axial compressor, the gas travels in an axial direction from the inlet to the discharge along the length of the shaft. The basic design of the axial flow compressor is similar to a reaction turbine. Nowhere here does it say similar to a ceiling fan. I just want to say that right here it says similar to a turbine. Want to go on record, okay? Sorry. Similar to a reaction turbine with moving blades attached to a rotor, alternating with fixed blades attached to the case.
That's your design.
Has a multiple bladed impeller rotating at high speed, sort of like stop actually. Each pair of moving parts and blades is considered a stage. So, are we familiar with the turbine? You know how we got blades that are fixed to the casing and blades that are fixed to the rotor. That would be one stage. So as soon as it goes through the next one, it'll be the second stage, and the third stage, and so on and so forth. Okay? That's what they're referring to right there. Look at that beautiful thing. Oh, it's a terrible picture. Can you see which ones we can? Sorry, let's say you close to it. So, these ones are mounted to the rotor, these ones to the casing. One stage, two stage, three stage, four stage, five stage, six stage, seven stage, 8 stage. Alright, so that's what they're talking about, an axial flow compressor, just like a turbine. Jet engines, gas turbines, they use a compressor, so the axial flow compressor that they use on those. Beautiful things. Axial compressors are particularly suitable for supplying large volumes of air at medium pressure. They're also suitable for high-speed operations. That's probably why they have jet engines. What do you think? 20,000 revolutions per minute. They can be directly coupled to high-speed motors and turbines. capabilities are actual full range from 2.8 meters cubed to 3,700 meters cubed per minute. That's a fair amount. Actually, flow compressors have the advantage of high efficiency, 10% greater than centrifugal. However, the actual flow compressor blades are subject to corrosion and erosion to a greater extent than the centrifugal. These things are just spinning like crazy, so if there's moisture, does anybody do turbines? What's moisture do to turbines? Not good, not good. So you gotta be careful when you turn it at 20,000 RPMs. Somebody spits in your compressor or something, it's really not a good thing for it. So, they're definitely not, and in today's environment, you want to make sure that you've got some, air filters on them, fly filters on them. Oh boy, my favorite part. My favorite part. Too bad we couldn't have the people at home participate in this. We could have a challenge. The people at home versus the people here, and see who gets the most right answer. Please, man. Who's gonna win? Explain what is meant by the following. All right, let's see if we can do this. Start at the front. 7, single stage compressor. We're talking about a reciprocating single stage compressor or any single stage compressor. Single stage compressor.
So, single stage compressor. Compress one cylinder.
Once. Sure. Compression is one. It's only one stage of compression. It's not coupled. It's from start to finish. It's done in once. One compression. Whether it's one rotation, whether it's one set of blades, whether it's one piston, it's one single stage. One stage. All right. 2 stage. Now that I gave you 1 stage, so flip and easy. Go ahead and start. 2 stage.
It's done in 2 parts.
Done in 2 parts. So you compress it to single stage, move it to the second stage, and compress it again. Very good. Ryan, single acting. Oh, that's the same one I asked you at the beginning of class.
Compresses in one direction.
Oh, all right, Jonathan, double acting. Excuse me. Sorry? Sure, I'll give you that. Compresses both on both sides of the stroke on the piston, absolutely. Make a simple line sketch of a double acting reciprocating compressor cylinder and describe its operation. Can you do that, Herbert? No? Who can do that?
Question 2?
Question 2. Simple line diagram.
Yeah,
I think you can too. Come on up here. See that? He thinks so. He doesn't use an H either. You could be a Dutchman. Let's go here. You could, no, don't try. There's do and do not. There is no try. Call me Yoda Len.
alright, so let's do that.
Double acting. Yep, you're on right so far.
So what happens? Why is this
Correct, it is. And when it goes the other way, compressing. We did that. Very good. Yeah. You guys get that? So you could have just done something like this. Yeah. Just put a regular 2 valve, so you've got one on the top and one valve in the middle. You put that on both ends, simple line diagram, and away you go. Very good job.
I'm partially sleeping.
Don't stop sleeping. Sketch a sectional view of a sliding vane compressor and explain its operation. Keith, can you do that?
Picture was good.
Sketch me a simple sliding vane compressor.
Oh, you did skip one.
Oh, did I? Yeah. Oh, what one did I skip?
I think you did part of it.
Oh, we'll give that one to Ken later. Okay, because I already gave Keith his question, so. A simple, sliding vane compressor for me. This thing.
Sliding vane.
Yeah. I can see that, you know, you don't have my artist skills, but your principle is absolutely wonderful.
So as it rotates,
Where
it's smaller.
Oh, the,
Very good. Wherever the smallest one is. Very good. Very good. You guys see that? You did a fine job. Fine job. You guys aren't expected all to be artists like me. Okay, Kenneth. Which one did I miss? Free piston compressor. Simple sketch. You don't have to draw the whole thing. Simple sketch of a free piston compressor. Remember it? Vaguely is all I'm looking for. Give me, instead of saying a simple say, give me a vaguely sketch then. I'm okay with that. Free piston. Old Jeep. Anybody help them? Good. Come and give them a shot. Help them out. I'll give them a shot.
you know, some for that.
Uh-oh. Give them a help.
Oh, this is free piston.
Free piston. Free piston.
Alright.
Yeah, I know this one. Now I feel better. I know this one. Oh. Oh. Goes to a something. Anybody want to help them with what this something is that it goes to?
That's a receiver on the other side.
Got this time. You want to finish that? Go ahead, let's see what we can do. It's a good thing I'm not teaching art. I'll tell you that right now. You're right at that end. That end's
That's
good.
pushing back.
Well, that's a long connecting rod. I'm going to run out of blackboard if you keep that on for crying out loud.
Let's say this one is intake wall. And here you get the compression.
Wow. Wow.
Here is your receiver.
Okay. And what happens in here? What am I missing in here?
You got the diesel
Injectors.
injector.
Very good. All right. Got that? That's interesting. I don't want to hear any of you people talking about my art skills anymore, okay? All right. When I get on the board, I expect a standing ovation compared to what you guys are doing here.
That's a good test question.
That's an excellent test question. That's a really good point. Huh. Boy, that will mess with some of your mind. Explain the principle. We're back over 3 weeks since we leave off. Ken. Ken didn't really do a good job. We're going to make him do it again. Explain the principle of operation of a rotary screw compressor. Feel free to use my corkscrew wine bottle analogy if you want. So, a screw compressor. How does it work? Remember? Anybody want to help them? Shoot. Go ahead, Devin. Shoot, yeah. How does it work?
I remember saying there's two screws.
There's 2 screws. Very good. You're on a roll so far.
They will get compress from a large to a small portion.
Very good. Anybody have anything to add? Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
That's pretty good explanation of it. That's excellent. Yeah, to take a large and compress it into a smaller area. Absolutely. Where are we now? Discuss the advantages and disadvantages of a dynamic type of compressor compared to a positive displacement compressor. Did Sean?
Advantages of dynamic type of compressor is you can get large volume, you can get fairly without any pulsating compressor. And disadvantage is that you don't get higher pressure compressed air.
All right, anybody want to add anything? No, you guys are good with those advantages and disadvantages? Yeah, they're pretty close to right on. Pretty close to right on, good job. Brian, back to you, bud. Describe the principal operation of the following: a centrifugal compressor having a balloon casing with diffuser vanes. Always that. Centrifugal compressor having a balloon casing without diffuser vanes.
You're right.
That's, you can do both of them. They're pretty simple. So, shoot, describe it.
Describe the
Make me see
the operations or
describe the principles of operation.
how they
So they take what and do what with it?
okay.
They don't say they take air and compress it, because I'm not.
Not crafty that way.
Balloon
Okay,
casing.
centrifugal, okay.
Yeah, centrifugal.
Slingshot to the outside of the case, which compresses it. It takes kinetic energy and changes it into potential energy. Never gonna forget that.
Nice try. But yeah, it does. Okay, so I don't know how
Is
you
it a
actually.
criminal force or is
It is a difficult force. It would be hard to describe that. I don't like the question. I mean, flinging it or slingshotting it to the outside. You're gonna have to remember that it's actually the balloon casing and the diffusers that do that, right? Because we take a high speed movement and we enlarge it to a larger area, so that converts the energy. So it's the balloon casing where it goes from small to large, and the same with the diffuser vane. Remember, the vanes are actually on an angle so that they take it from a small area to a larger area. All right, so that's what's done. That's a difficult question. I apologize. What am I saying? All right, Jonathan, you're up. Buddy, explain how the discharge pressure of a rotary screw compressor is maintained at a constant speed or constant value. And you can make this as simple can be. No. Are you raising your hand because you want to do it, or because you need to go to the bathroom?
With the spiral valve, when pressure of the compressed air goes up, it will open the spiral valve and it maintains the recirculating amount of air, and that's how you control the pressure of the compressed air.
Very good. Did you get that? That's what you were going to say, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I know. I didn't give you enough time. I'm so sorry. So since I didn't give you enough time to answer it, I'll let you answer the next one, because I'm a giver. Explain the principles of the operation of an axial flow compressor.
as it's direct flow and flow of the compressor. Alias is kind of like turbine.
That boy, don't you use ceiling fan. Oh, excuse me, sorry. All right, does anybody have any problems with those questions? No? Does anybody know when the final exam is? 2 weeks. We got one more chapter to cover, and it's actually auxiliary for compressor. And again, it's going to be reviewed, so I'm hoping to have you out in about 2 hours. So, because there's only 7 of us here, we can go through it pretty quickly. If you have any questions, feel free to see me. Call me. For those of you on my television audience, feel free to contact me with the number above. Oh, wait a second. There is no number. Sorry. Or at the email address at the bottom of the screen. All right.